Right now at 10, it is a legacy of compassion for one Madison man.
He gives people second, third, and fourth chances.
How the community is celebrating him for his commitment to helping everyone find a place to live.
This is not just a war. This is genocide.
Standing in solidarity as dozens of people in our area spend their weekends pledging their support for Ukraine.
Even a dude like him, like a national athlete, can be taken away in like a split second.
And later, a former Big Ten standout killed in South Florida. How the NFL is reacting to the death of Dwayne Haskins. That's all coming up at 10. Okay, it is not often you hear people raving about their landlords, let alone one being known for a legacy of compassion. But that's the case for this 80-year-old Madison man. And Tahalil Mahaldin explains on why he's being celebrated today in more ways than one.
He just came to
celebrating his 80th birthday. David Hammonds surrounded by love.
I don't need anything. I'm all filled up off all these compliments that were thrown at me.
Plenty of people lining up. Speaker.
I'm just so grateful to be here today.
After speaker.
Got a good friend all them years.
Sharing their kind words for Hammonds.
Greatest man you would ever meet. You better let him know.
But today isn't just about celebrating a birthday. It's also a congratulations for 50 years of service to his community.
It's this very broad statement of who he is and how he thinks of and believes in people in the community.
For decades, Hammonds went out of his way to bring affordable housing to those in need, knowing how hard life can be.
Raised when discrimination was even worse than it is today.
Since he's come a long way through years of hard work and determination.
I don't like losing, and anyone that lose, I really don't care to spend too much time with them.
With his success, he chose to cut his tenants a break, even if it meant losing money.
He's helped people to become more independent and use his apartment as a jump-off spot.
In return, they grew to think of him as much more than their landlord, but rather a mentor and friend.
I've made friends with a lot of people, and that makes me very happy.
In Madison, Dwayne Mahaldin, News 3 Now.
Hammonds is originally from South Carolina, but he's spent the majority of his life in Madison. Over the years, he has earned more than a dozen awards for his service. To weather now, here's a live look at the Capitol tonight. It was really sunny today, but an alert day is in the forecast for next Wednesday, and it's not for the cold or the snow. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti has your certified most accurate forecast.
Hey, brother, the way the weather has been, you would think that's what it would be for, but it's not. We are going to warm up over the next couple of days, and that warm up could come with a price. Let's start out by taking a look at that alert day. This is for Wednesday and Wednesday night. Possibility for some strong to severe thunderstorms, high winds, hail, perhaps even an isolated tornado is a possibility. Mainly late Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. Now you can see the time lapse from the WISC Skycam today showed sunshine. That's something we haven't seen in quite a while around here. That helped warm temperatures up. Doppler track free of precipitation across the state. Low temperatures this morning started out just below freezing in Madison. It was a little colder to the north and west where skies cleared out a little bit earlier. But high temperatures today warmed up into the upper 40s and the lower 50s. The warmest temperatures were to the west of Madison. It's colder near Lake Michigan. Temperatures there stayed in the middle 40s, and right now temperatures are in the upper 30s in Madison and areas to the east, upper 30s to around 40 for areas to the west. And by tomorrow morning, look for those temperatures to drop off to around freezing. Look for partly cloudy skies overnight. Tomorrow, some sunshine in the morning, more clouds in the afternoon. It'll be windy and mild with a high temperature of 56. That warm-up will continue for the next couple of days with thunderstorms for midweek. I'll have more on the severe weather risk in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll take that warm weather for a little bit. You can stay ahead of the severe weather by downloading our First Warn Forecast weather app. It's free and available in the App Store. Topping our headlines out of Ukraine tonight, trains are not running in parts of the country after a deadly attack yesterday by Russian forces. At least 52 people were trying to leave the country, and then they were killed. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told CBS's 60 Minutes that it's just the latest example of a Russian war crime.
What evidence is there of war crimes across Ukraine?
The
Ukrainian security service has intercepted communications, he told us. There are Russian soldiers talking to their parents about what they stole and who they abducted. There are recordings of Russian prisoners of war who admitted to killing people.
You can hear much more from President Zelensky tomorrow night after the Masters on 60 Minutes. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is joining the stream of European leaders showing their support for Ukraine. He visited with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today.
Together with our partners, we are going to ratchet up the economic pressure, and we will continue to intensify week by week the sanctions on Russia.
Johnson also announced more economic support today, guaranteeing an additional $500 million in money for Ukraine.
I think it's very important that everyone who has a voice, speak out against the atrocities that we're seeing in Ukraine.
A day of solidarity with Ukraine. That's what Madison's Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway declared during a rally outside the state capitol this afternoon. A group of Ukrainian supporters joined the mayor in a call for action to end Russia's aggression in the country.
The atrocities that are being committed are of unthinkable proportions. They are at the genocidal level, as I spoke earlier in my speech, and it's horrific, just horrific.
Today's rally was organized by Ruslana Westerland, and if you remember, we featured her last Sunday night. She's a Ukrainian native trying to bring our community a bit closer together. You can find her story right now on our website, channel3000.com. The war in Ukraine continues to touch and influence lives all across the United States, including right here in Wisconsin. As Tamia Folks shows us, the Janesville community is putting the spotlight on refugees and Ukrainian citizens in our area.
Christine Reboud and her husband adopted their daughter Natalia from Ukraine in 2005. Today, the family shared their story with members of the Janesville community at Music for Ukraine.
It's difficult to see those things being destroyed again and the people that we care about being hurt. And for Natalia, it's also incredibly difficult because she knows she has a birth family that still lives there.
Through fellowship, song, and prayer, the fundraising event sought to uplift the voices of Ukrainian people, bringing voices throughout Rock County together.
To know that people can come together in a positive way to raise money, but also just all of the reaching out and talking to us afterwards and speaking to Natalia and wishing her the best. That was incredibly meaningful, and it's kind of a bright spot in all of the challenges that we've had.
This is a community event, and we want to reach out and say we're thinking of you and praying for you and hoping for the best.
And supporting global groups just looking for any way to help out, even thousands of miles away.
If you're not financially able to support someone, you can support through prayer if that's appropriate for you, or just conversations so that we can not have these things happen moving forward.
Event organizers are encouraging people in the area to donate to the cause and, like Natalia's family, continue raising awareness about the issue. In Janesville, Tamia Folks, News 3 Now.
Today's event supported the Red Cross and the UN Refugee Agency. New details tonight into a disturbing case in DeForest. A woman has filed a restraining order against a 19-year-old who allegedly stalked and planned to kidnap her. That teenager, Gabrielle Savage, appeared in court yesterday. The restraining order was granted. An injunction hearing for the order is set for next Friday. Now, Savage is currently being held on a $10,000 bond. Court papers show on the night of March 20th, police found him in a car parked in the wrong direction with his lights off. Police say he had a loaded gun and handcuffs next to him. And a $25,000 signature bond was set yesterday for a Marquette County Sheriff's deputy accused of soliciting sex from a minor. Travis Biddleman was arrested this week. He faces 2 charges, including using a computer to facilitate a child sex crime. To our nation's capital now, some signs of spring. The White House gardens are open this weekend to the public. And since the gardens are open, President Biden is spending the weekend elsewhere. He's back at his home in Delaware. On Thursday, President Biden's nominee for the Supreme Court made history. That's when Ketanji Brown Jackson was confirmed. Later this year, she will become the first black woman to sit on the highest court. But a local public defender sees herself in Jackson's confirmation. Governor Evers recently appointed Ashley Morris to the Rock County Circuit Court, the first woman of color to serve as a judge in the county.
I do face painting for kids during National Night Out, and it's just my favorite part of it is when you paint Batman or Spider-Man or a princess or something on a kid and you show them their picture for, show them their reflection for the first time and they see themselves as that superhero. That's sort of how I feel. I feel like I can see myself reflected in my superheroes.
Morris begins her new role in the court on Monday, and you can catch our full conversation with her tomorrow on For the Record. Next tonight, a memorial remembering Dwayne Haskins is growing outside of Ohio Stadium after the Buckeyes great was killed this morning. Haskins was working out with teammates in South Florida when he was hit by a truck on the highway. After a record-setting career at Ohio State, Haskins was drafted in the first round by Washington in 2019. He spent 2 seasons in D.C. before signing with the Steelers last season. He was expected to compete for the starting job this year in Pittsburgh. Now, former Badger and current Steeler T.J. Watt says that the world lost a great person today. In a tweet, he says that Haskins was a guy that was always making people smile and never taking life for granted. Dwayne Haskins was 24 years old. We'll be right back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
This is Dave. He thought he'd save money by getting internet from one company and TV from multiple providers. You see, Dave and his wife watch live TV, Ella her favorite kid shows, and Henry loves sports. It was costing Dave a lot. So Dave switched to Spectrum. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $49.99 per month each. Call 833-841-4999. Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits includes a free modem and free online security software. And Spectrum TV with over 125 channels includes live local news and regional sports and up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Plus, with the free Spectrum TV app, everyone can stream on their devices anywhere. So now Dave has one bill, one provider, no contracts, and is saving a ton. Be like Dave. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $49.99 per month each. Call 833-841-4999 or visit spectrum.com.
Most bladder leak pads were similar, until Always Discreet invented a pad that protects differently, with 2 rapid dry layers. For strong protection that's always discreet. Question your protection. Try Always Discreet.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
A Lake Mills resident stuck on a waiting list for boat slip access. A wait that could last a lifetime. And some who have access don't even live here.
The city residents should have that benefit.
Leah Lynn Scheid spotlights this call for action Sunday at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Another member of the Biden administration has tested positive for COVID-19. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack says he has mild symptoms right now. He recently traveled south of the border to talk about the trade policies between the U.S. and Mexico. Now, Vilsack joins a growing list of high-profile politicians testing positive for the virus right now. Both the Attorney General and the Commerce Secretary tested positive this week, as well as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. More health news tonight. There's another case of the bird flu here in Wisconsin. State officials said this morning that they confirmed a case of the avian flu in a flock in Barron County. That is the 4th confirmed case in the Badger State over the past month. Earlier this week, officials said that the birds most likely got the virus after having contact with other wild birds. It was a day of learning and protecting with some of nature's most interesting creatures at the Leopold Nature Center this afternoon, as folks who can no longer take care of their exotic pets got a chance to give them back to some local nature groups as rescues. Event organizers say that many times when people can no longer take care of their exotic animals, they just release them back into the wild, which is horrible for pets. Animals accepted today included several types of reptiles, fish, and birds. Next tonight at 10, Amazon is calling for a do-over election at a New York City warehouse 1 week after their employees voted to form a union. The company says that there are several actions that improperly influenced the vote and that people involved in the labor group intimidated those planning to vote against it. The Staten Island warehouse marked the first time a group in the United States, Amazon's employees, successfully approved a move to form a union.
Dragon, SpaceX, on the big loop, contact and soft capture complete, attenuation in progress.
All right, check this out. For the first time, a privately funded spacecraft has arrived at the International Space Station. The SpaceX Dragon docked this morning. It was delayed about 45 minutes as the crew worked through some issues with an onboard video camera. Inside that capsule was 3 private paying customers and a former NASA astronaut. Their trip to the ISS will last about 10 days. New tonight on the hardwood at Madison College, it was all about having fun for a great cause. Brian Troxel shows us how local celebrities are putting up shots and giving back in the process.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun and joy. For the first time in 3 years, the community gathered at Madison College for a celebrity basketball fundraiser. Anytime I get on the court with Brust or Gasser or some of those guys, brings back good memories. Obviously, we're nowhere near what we used to be. Featuring former Badgers to raise money for Easter Seals, a nonprofit organization that provides support to people with disabilities and their families.
It's really about giving the families and the caregivers for those individuals a break. People are really excited to be together. They're really excited to have fun again. They're very happy to be able to bring their kids and have a family-friendly event. But to some involved, this is much more than just a service.
A couple of our athletes that are here today that actually found out about wheelchair basketball because of the Easter Seals program.
AJ Mesmer is the head coach for the UW Whitewater men's wheelchair basketball team, who also played tonight. He says the awareness that the Easter Seals program provides allows those with disabilities to get involved with sports.
They get out, they get to play sports, they get to be competitive, and I think it's really important that people know that that is an option.
As for Easter Seals, they're already looking forward to next year.
We'll start planning next year's event next week.
In Madison, Brian Troxel, News 3 Now.
And if you'd like to donate to the Easter Seals, we have a link on our website, channel3000.com. Okay, more local news. Easter may still be a week off, but that didn't stop a Verona neighborhood from holding its annual Easter egg hunt. More than 100 kids of all ages headed out on a mission today. And while the kids had a great time, the real heroes were those volunteers who filled the 2,400 plastic eggs with chocolate bars and jelly beans. Now, all the eggs were scooped up in less than just 2 minutes. That's got to be a record. How about that, Gary?
It's nice when the weather's nice. A couple of days ago, it wouldn't have been so nice, even yesterday. But we do have an alert day in the forecast, not for cold and snow, but this is for Wednesday and Wednesday night for the potential for some severe weather as temperatures warm up to near 70 degrees, and we could see high winds, hail, maybe even some isolated tornadoes in the strongest storms. The Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook for Tuesday calls for severe weather into much of Iowa, with the highest probability from about Kansas City to just east of Oklahoma City. And then on Wednesday, that severe weather threat continues over that area, just shifts slightly to the east, but also expands to the north, including southern and southwestern Wisconsin. So we have to keep an eye on this. Again, probably late afternoon into the evening hours ahead of the cold front will be the most likely time for severe weather. Now, starting at noon on Tuesday, according to Future Track, showers and thunderstorms develop across Iowa and then move northward. Now, there could be a possibility for an isolated severe thunderstorm Tuesday night. Hail would be the main threat because we'd be in the cooler easterly flow with the warm front still to the south, where winds are out of the south and southeast. But during the day on Wednesday, that front shifts to the north. The winds become southerly. Temperatures jump up into the 60s. We might actually see a break in the precipitation and maybe even some breaks in the clouds. But low pressure developing in the southern portions of Minnesota will intensify as it moves eastward, dragging a cold front right through southern Wisconsin by about midnight, late Wednesday night. That's when the highest threat for thunderstorms and severe weather would be, along just ahead of that front. But look what happens behind the front. Those winds shift to the west and northwest. Colder air pours in, and the rain changes to snow over much of northwestern Wisconsin Wisconsin by Thursday morning. We're looking at high temperatures dropping back into the 40s at that time. So highs 50s tomorrow and Monday, then in the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday evening, and then following the cold front, temperatures go back into the lower to middle 40s beginning on Thursday and lasting through the Easter weekend. High temperatures today, a little more seasonal, lower 50s in southern Wisconsin. Colder near Lake Michigan, temperatures stayed in the 40s there, but to the west and southwest, temperatures were in the 80s in the central Nebraska. And right now, temperatures still in the 30s here, but notice even at 10 o'clock, temperatures are still well into the 60s over Nebraska and Kansas. So that's a sign that the atmosphere is starting to warm up to our south and west. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies in the morning, more clouds in the afternoon, but it'll be windy and mild with a high temperature of 56 degrees and up to 58 on Monday. In between, there could be an evening shower or thunderstorm tomorrow evening. Then, after a dry day on Monday, thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then Wednesday night. That's when we have the alert day. Thursday, colder with a high of 42 and some scattered rain showers. And notice temperatures for the rest of the week and into the Easter weekend. Back to the 40s, nighttime low temperatures in the 30s, and some rain chances, maybe snow mixed in at times, especially at night and early morning when it's colder.
All right. I don't need a scientific data to back it up, but it's my first year in Madison. Is this pretty typical for spring so far?
You know, back 10 years ago, we had 80s in March, you know.
Yeah.
It's all over the board, especially in April. We've had a snowstorm on Easter Sunday back in 1973, about over a foot of snow. So it can happen.
I believe it. All right. Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
Next, Scotty Scheffler is tearing up Augusta National this week. We're going to hear from the Masters leader on moving day next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh! Yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
One Prilosec OTC in the morning blocks heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production that can cause heartburn. So don't fight heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
People have been wondering,
what's gotten into Lindsay?
But it's really what Lindsay's gotten into, Planet Fitness. Join now for $1 down and only $10 a month.
Just $10 a month?
Cancel anytime.
That makes me so happy.
Want more happy? Enjoy tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Even blow off steam in our judgment-free zone. Get glowing and feel fit-tacular. For $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. But hurry, deal ends Thursday, April 14th.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime. Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
It's moving day at Augusta National. While all eyes are on Tiger Woods and his comeback, Scotty Scheffler is gaining a lot of attention. Coming into the third round, he held a record-tying 5-stroke lead, and it's a solid start for Scheffler. He drains 4 birdies on the front 9, but closing this round out proved to be tricky for him. Scheffler manages his way out of the woods on 18 and finishes on a bogey, still holds a 3-stroke lead heading into the final round.
You know, you prepare and work hard and do all the things to be in this position, and you know, it's a lot more fun being able to sit in here and talk to you guys after the third round versus, you know, just being swept off and going to the range in 30th place. So for me, this is a lot more fun than, you know, a lot of the starts that I've had in major championships, and especially around this golf course. So for me, this is a good time, and you know, today was a lot of fun, and you know, hopefully tomorrow will be the same.
Checking in with Tiger Woods, he struggled out there this afternoon. Here is him rounding out on, he had several bogeys and a double bogey on his end. Right now, he sits 7 over overall and tied for 41st. The final round will be here on CBS tomorrow at 1. And league play is underway for Forward Madison, hosting Union Omaha tonight in their home opener. Game ends in a 2-2 draw. The Mingos return home in 2 weeks. They're going to host UW-Madison. Game is set for a 7 o'clock start. Spring is all about growth, and that's exactly what Paul Chris is seeing in his players as they wrap up week 3 of practice, specifically seeing that development under center. This offseason, Graham Mertz set a couple of goals for himself. 1, to take better care of the ball, and 2, start becoming the quarterback that he wants to be, which is the complete QB. After 3 weeks of practice, it's showing that he's making those strides.
I do think he's been real purposeful in the way that he's approaching it, and I think he's understanding what we're trying to do. And it's a unique situation for him, I think, where he's got more experience than the guy other than maybe Chin. You know, he's got more experience than those around him. So you've got to learn how to progress with a little bit different set of circumstances he's had last year.
Wisconsin and Illinois began its series with a doubleheader today. Illinois, they took an early one this afternoon, and they keep that momentum going in Game 2. Illinois, they score 4 runs in the 3rd inning. But the Badger Bats, they're staying quiet until Kayla Conwent comes up with a big hit. She drives in a run to spoil a shutout. Jolie Fish, she follows it up in the 7th with a solo shot. That cuts the Illini lead to just 2, but UW just can't get it done. Illinois sweeps this doubleheader. The series finale is set for tomorrow at noon. We'll be right back.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement, so take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only in the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only in the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Visit 800spasale.com.
Need long-lasting freshness? Try Febreze Unstoppables Touch Fabric Spray. It doesn't just eliminate odors. Simply shake and spray to unlock the breakthrough power of touch-activated scent technology that lasts, even hours later. That's because Febreze Touch stores scent in your fabrics, so you get bursts of freshness with every touch. Your whole world will come alive. Welcome home to fresh with Febreze Touch. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
I come here to do homework because they have free Wi-Fi. They don't say anything as long as I buy something.
When there's a lot of noise, it's hard to focus. But I listen to music to try and drown it out. When the Wi-Fi cuts out, I can't finish my homework. That's why I started getting D's.
Millions of children rely on public Wi-Fi to study. U.S. Cellular is donating up to $13 million in hotspots to help youth in need. Because every child deserves the same opportunity to learn.
Announce
Introducing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2022. Vote for your favorites online, including Roth Cheese, Best Cheese Producer, World Champion Cheese from Wisconsin. Vote Roth Cheese today at madisonmagazine.com.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Are you excited to ride in the fire truck?
Kind of if I'm gonna make it.
A Sauk City woman turns 100 years old in style. We'll show you how they're celebrating this milestone in a special birthday wish, Monday, only on News 3 Now This Morning.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement. So take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
All right, we might have buried the lead with maybe the most important story. Bennifer is back. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have confirmed they are engaged. Marks the second engagement for the singer and actor after calling off a prior pledge back in 2004. This will be Lopez's fourth marriage and Affleck's second. All right.
I know that you were cracking up at that joke for a while.
Any thoughts on Bennifer?
Who's Bennifer?
It is.
I have better things to worry about.
Yeah, I know. I was being.
They're getting back together again.
None of us are really worried about Bennifer tonight. But Gary, how's our weather?
I'm more worried about the alert day in the forecast for Wednesday. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp. Clear skies out there. No precipitation, which is nice. That's a change from recent days. Temperatures right now upper 30s to lower 40s. Low of tonight of about 32, high tomorrow 56 with windy conditions. But again, that alert day for Wednesday and Wednesday night for the possibility for some severe weather. Look for temperatures to warm up to near 70 by Wednesday and then drop back into the lower 40s by Friday, and a chilly Easter is on the way as well.
All right, Gary, thank you so much, and thanks so much for watching us. Good night, everyone.